24 to order. The invocation and pledge were dispensed with at previous meeting. Could I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Dole.
Here.
Mr. Meekhart.
Here.
Mr. Freed. Here. Mr. Peters. Here. Mayor Wilson is not able to attend.
I'll entertain a motion and a second to excuse Mayor Wilson.
Second.
All in favor? Anyone in the audience who has anything that's not on the agenda, would you like to come up to the podium at this time? Please state your name and address for the record.
Bradley Stenstrom, 1546 Marksman Road, Eagle Lake.
What was your last name, sir?
Stenstrom,
Can you spell that?
Stenstrom.
Go ahead.
Good evening, members of the Eagle Lake City Council. I am a recent transplant from Palm Beach County. I moved up here from Green Acres, Florida. Right, I was involved with the City Council down at Green Acres. I'm a retiree from the U.S. Navy. I'm a disabled veteran. What my concerns are is we live in the ranches. And the ranches, one of the problems we're having over there has to do with our water. All right, and I understand that there was a vote recently to raise our rates by 5%. Okay, and in our community we have people that, well, for one thing, we have disabled veterans, which one of my neighbors is also here with me, an Army veteran, and we're on fixed incomes. And recently we received several bills in the amount of $1,000. Myself, my mother-in-law, and one of my neighbors across the street. Right? With bills like this of exorbitant amount for water bills, we can't afford these bills. Right? I know, I understand that these had to do with leakages in the water systems. And I'd like to know, why we are receiving bills like this for our water. Now, I understand that this has to do with the way that the water goes in and out and the usage that we have. I would just like to find out what is being done about this, because water bills like this we cannot afford.
Well, with your leakages, did you contact the office about that?
We did contact the office about the $1,000 bill.
Because typically what we do is if there's a water leak, you are charged for the water that went through the meter, but we would typically modify the sewer bill. The sewer bill is always a big part of the utility bill. And we would modify that, and I don't know the particular circumstances beyond that. But all I have to do is document that the leak's been fixed, and the leak exists, and we've been waiving the sewer fees. Well, we're doing an average of your sewer bill, so we waive that part of it.
Because we have two different meters. The meters that were installed by Eagle Lake, which I understand they're no longer installing.
You got an irrigation meter.
Oh, an irrigation meter, yes. Yeah, we're no longer doing irrigation meters because of the limited amount of water that the state is allowing us to draw out of the aquifer. So we eliminated water meters, irrigation meters for now, until we're able to increase our amount of water we can draw out of the aquifer.
Okay, understood. All right. Well, thank you, and I'm glad to be part of the Eagle Lake community.
Yeah, and just give with me tomorrow or after the meeting, and we'll try to work something out with you. Because the two that we work with for here, and we'll work something out for you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank you
for
for your
talking.
time.
Thank you for talking, because that's my water bill. I mean, I have like a 3,000 square foot home. My water bill is in the ones, highest in the twos, and I'm at home a good amount of time, so that's ridiculous. So, thank you for bringing that up.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Anyone else? Staff reports, Sergeant?
Good evening. This report is going to cover all the activity that we had since our last meeting. We ran 221 calls for service. We arrested 88 individuals that are comprised of 98 misdemeanors and 20 felonies. 73 of those subjects were arrested for various traffic offenses. 3 people were arrested for violation of the county ordinance 23030. One subject was arrested for a warrant for a sex bat on a victim under 12 that occurred outside of the city. One subject was arrested for an unarmed burglary to a residence. It was determined to be domestic violence related. 2 subjects were arrested for battery on a victim over 65. 3 subjects were arrested for violation of probation. 1 subject was arrested for possession of marijuana over 20 grams, possession of marijuana with intent to sell, maintained vehicle for drug use, possession of drug paraphernalia. Marijuana ended up weighing almost 378 grams. 1 subject was arrested for fleeing to elude, driving on a suspended license and no insurance. 1 subject was arrested for possession of marijuana and drug paraphernalia. 1 subject was arrested for disrupting a school function on the first day of school. 1 subject was arrested for DUI, possession of marijuana, and possession of drug paraphernalia. And then we had a Narcan success. We responded to a car where a subject was unresponsive. Deputy Nicely immediately observed the subject unconscious and administered Narcan, and he became alert, and he was handed off to EMS to further treatment. For those of you that don't know, we're all issued Narcan. So I think this is the second one that I know of in the last year and a half that we've brought somebody back. So it's definitely helping out. And that's just for the city of Eagle Lake. We conducted 413 traffic stops, 44 FIR reports, and just over 1,000 patrol notices and building checks. Does anybody have any questions or anything for me?
I would like to commend you for saving that animal.
Saving people. I know. I need some bunker gear. Let me borrow some. It's, like I said, it's just right place at the right time. So, all right, that's all I got.
I have a question. So the Narcan one that was at racetrack, was that that man was okay?
Yeah, as far as I know, he's okay.
Okay, because my son and I are the ones that called that in.
Oh, okay.
So it was a scary situation. So I just wanted to make sure because he wasn't doing good when we saw him. So
Oh yeah, that's the.
so he survived all the way through the Narcan.
As far as I'm aware, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
City Manager's report?
The only one quick thing I have is that we had our photos expected to be taken at our meeting on the 17th, and with Commissioner Wilson out of action and might not be back until November, I'd like to push that off to November, December meeting in order to have the photos taken for the City Commission.
Yes, I agree.
So it's not going to be the 17th of September?
No, because we're not expecting her to come back
Okay.
until November,
Okay.
from what I hear. So, it's only best that she's here with the
Yeah.
pictures being taken. So
Okay.
I'm looking at November, December to reschedule that for her.
Okay. Public hearings. A, consideration of second reading of ordinance number 0-24-09. Madam Attorney.
So sorry. There was somebody else who wanted to speak and they just weren't sure when they should speak. If you'd like to come up, you can. Deputy Fire Marshal.
Good evening. Everybody doing all right this morning? Kevin Shireman, Polk County Fire Rescue, Deputy Chief Fire Marshal for the county. First of all, I just want to apologize for not attending as many meetings as I should have. So I will make that correction from here forward. So,
Sir, can I get your name as well? We didn't quite catch it.
yes, it's Kevin, and it's Shireman, Shireman.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I guess guess what I would like to do is give you a monthly report, basically up to year to date on our activities. Last month, being August, we had 35 medical calls, 6 citizen assists, 6 traffic crashes, 5 fire alarms, and 1 fire call. I'm not sure exactly what that was, what the breakdown was. But to year to date, we've had 296 medical calls, 56 fire alarms, 30 traffic crashes, 22 citizen assist, 10 fire calls, 5 hazmat situations, and 1 special detail. With the breakdown, we've had 7 sick persons, 4 unconscious, 4 falls, 4 chest pain, 4 breathing problems, 3 community paramedicine calls, 2 unknown problems, 1 stroke, 1 heat exposure, 1 abdominal pain, 1 pregnancy, 1 diabetic problem, 1 heat emergency, and 1 assault. Good so far? Speaking too fast. All right. Total for the year, we've had 48 sick person calls, 38 falls, 37 unresponsive fainting, 30 breathing problems, 29 chest pains, 13 consultations for seizures, 13 abdominal pains, trauma alert, 13 unknown problems, 11. Community paramedicine for year to date, we've had 8. Psychiatric, behavioral, we've had 8. Diabetic problems, 7. Hemorrhaging, bleeding, 6. Overdose, 6. 5 heart problems, stroke, 5. Cardiac arrest, 5. Allergies, 3. Choking, 3. Convulsive seizures, 2. Heat exposures, 1. Pregnancy, 1. Heat exposures, 1. Assault, ag assault, 1. Back pain, 1. Cardiac arrest, 1. So far to date, for structure fires, we've had 4. 2 outside fires, 2 vehicle fires, 1 smoke investigation, and 1 vegetation brush fire. I would also like to speak on behalf of a little bit on the Narcan. I'm part of community risk reduction. So we have prevention, go out and do inspections, we have pub ed, and then we have our CP, which is community paramedicine. In that program, we're out there going to be advocating for Narcan Leave Behind. So that's our Dr. Banerjee is our medical director, and we're trying to see if we can push that as well to assist not only the sheriff's office or even our citizens. So, any questions?
If you wanted, I know the packet you brought, if you wanted to talk about it, you could. If you wanted to wait until it got further down, that's completely up to you. But are we in agreement that it would be great if they came every month, somebody from the fire station to start coming?
Yeah, they used to come every month, and then there was a switch, and I know Sergeant Turner had talked to them before about coming, and then it came, and it got sporadic, and it'd be great if they would come.
Yeah, and that will be me. So, now again, I apologize. I did collaborate with Sergeant Turner, and I'll take the blunt. I dropped the ball. But I'll be here. I'll get with Sergeant to figure out, when to show up. So, again, I apologize. So. But we're here for you.
Bring it.
He said bring it.
Bring it. Come on. All good. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else? Public hearing, consideration of reading of ordinance number O-24-09. Madam Attorney?
Yes, Vice Mayor, ordinance number O-24-09 is an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Eagle Lake, Florida, amending Chapter 16, Article 2, Section 16-27, water rates of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Eagle Lake, providing an increase in residential and commercial water rates inside and outside the city, and amending Chapter 16, Article 3, Section 16-59, sewer rates of the Code of Ordinances, providing an increase in residential and commercial sewer rates inside and outside the city, providing a conflict and severability clause, and an effective date. And that's it, Vice Mayor.
I'll entertain a motion for that.
Is that the 5% increase that we talked about at the last meeting?
Yes, it is.
This was the increase because we weren't charging the correct amount, so residents
Yeah,
were catching up
Right.
what wasn't charged for years.
We're catching up. We we also did a fee study last year that basically recommended a 10% increase. Because for everybody who don't know, we're under the Southwestern Florida Water Management District, and they tell us how much water we can pull out of the upper Floridian aquifer. That they are now telling us that we can't draw any more water out of that. And they created about 10 years ago the Water Cooperative, and they're actually building a well field down there, frost-proof. And every city in this county, including the county itself, is part of it. And as a part of that, we're responsible. I think it's 1.5% of the cost for that. And every city in this county is bearing the brunt of this. So that's what we're doing. They're expecting to have water start coming to us. I believe it's 2028. And so we need to start putting money away in order, so when the big hit comes in 2028, we're not coming back and saying, we want a 25% increase, we want a 30% increase. So we're going to start putting money away in an effort to build up that account so that we can better prepare when the impact of that water hits us, that cost of that water hits us.
Can I have a motion in a second?
Public comment? We get public comment on this?
We don't have a motion on the floor.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I'm sorry about that. I got a little bit lost in just after a motion. A second.
Somebody had a motion.
I'll second it. Any comments from the audience? No. State your name once again, please.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Again, my name is Bradley Spencer from Eagle Lake, from the ranches there at Eagle Lake. I would just like the opportunity for the residents over in the ranches to be made aware of this, because we really have been kind of kept in the dark about this information. I mean, I can spread the word myself, but really no one knows about this.
Yeah, the increase itself is listed on the water utility bills.
Which I did see when we got the bill.
Yes.
This is really the first time we've heard about this.
About the increase?
Yes.
Yeah, it was put on the water bills, letting everybody know that the increases were being considered.
Yes, sir, and I thank you for that.
Any comments from the commission? Roll call.
Commissioner Billings?
Yes.
Commissioner Freed? Yes. Commissioner Peters?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Levi?
Yes. Continuing on the consideration of second reading, ordinance number O-24-10. Madam Attorney?
Yes, Vice Mayor, ordinance number O-24-10 is an ordinance amending the City of Eagle Lake, Florida Code of Ordinances by amending Chapter 12, Solid Waste, Article 3, Collection and Disposal, Section 12-54, Service Fees, Regular Garbage and Trash Collection, to update the charges for solid waste collection and disposal authorized therein, providing for conflicts, severability, and an effective date. And that's it, Vice Mayor.
I'll entertain a motion for that.
Can that just be explained a little more?
Yeah, this is what we discussed the other month, which we talked about the trash rates, and they're only going up. I believe it's what, 12 cents a month. We're looking at $1.44 a year. That's what we're looking at for residential collection.
Okay, I just wanted them to know what we were voting on. Okay.
Any motion?
I made that motion.
I'll second it. Got a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Audience.
Anyone from the audience?
Hi, my name is Alexandra Kuna, ACUNA, 2495 Town Court in Eagle Lake. I'm new here, moved over from Pinellas County to work at the county here in Polk. And, I mean, the bills are so much higher here, and I was not expecting that for Polk County, being from Pinellas County. And now that the sewer's going up, sewage and the waste collection, I mean, I don't even have today, the trash came, and it was supposed to be Tuesday, and that's happening like every other week. That the trash is coming on Wednesday, when Wednesday's supposed to be recycling. So if we're getting upcharged when the services aren't even being handled correctly, I don't see that that's right.
Yeah, this week there was a change in the schedule simply because of Monday being a holiday.
Right, but it's
That's what
happened
it was
other
back.
weeks, it's not
Yeah,
just a
and then-
holiday week.
The Shore caused it to be pushed back by a day, but, correct, yeah. So,
But we're not getting any alerts.
Give us a call. We don't notify residents of that, but if it does happen, you are missed, definitely give us a call and we'll send an email for public service.
Can we get your name again, ma'am? Also,
Alexandra?
ACUNA.
ACUNA, thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Anyone else?
Hi, my name is Jason Oaks. I'm over at 2450 Town Crest Court. So I'm also new here. I just came over from Mississippi, stationed over in Mattville right now. So my question is kind of tying both of what you just voted on, the water bill, mixed with this and then what I read in the budget. So in the notes for the agenda, it says about the 10% increase that was suggested, but they didn't feel comfortable with that and just suggested a 5%. So why is it that there's a 5% increase from that last one that was just voted on? 5% with the budget and then the trash increase. Because 5 plus 5 is also 10%, so it's kind of just combining together.
Yeah, the 5% is just for the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the trash increase is because we're extending our contract with the public services, and they gave us their updated amounts, and that, like I said, that's 12 cents a month.
Yeah.
$1.44.
So the trash I'm okay with, but the water, 5% for that, and then I saw 5% just in the budget as well. That
The budget reflects the change that we're voting on right now.
Okay.
Yeah. And the utility fund's gonna go up just because of new growth coming in. It's gonna come up, it's gonna grow more than 5% because of new development coming in and all that, but we're just looking at 5% for the water, and that's included in the budget.
Okay, so my question on top of that though is why are we increasing it if, like you said a moment ago, we are no longer doing the meters for the irrigation system? So that was the only way to eliminate the sewage charge for what we use in that irrigation system. So now we no longer have that outlet for reducing, the sewage that we aren't using, and then we're just getting an increase on that as well.
Yeah, our concern with, we wanted to save the water for domestic supply and not irrigation, because we're only allowed, pick a number, 600,000 gallons of water to pour to the ground, and we're getting close to that level, that's what SWIFMUD establishes. And if we go above that, we start getting penalized by SWIFMUD. So in order to save the water for domestic supply, because there's new houses coming in, new businesses coming in, we want to save the money for that. That's why we cut off the irrigation meters.
And that's only a temporary.
That's a temporary. Yeah. So, we're working with SWIFMUD as well as a couple other projects to try to increase our water supply. But the development is going faster than those projects.
Okay. So is there any way to kind of project to be able to move that up then? Because if we're trying to stash it away to get ahead of it, then why not try and slowly implement that procedure to actually be able to start increasing what water we can draw?
We're working, the engineer's working on that now.
Okay.
They have to file with SWIFMUD justifications, and part of that has to be, we have to be part of this water cooperative. In order to do that, and SWIFMUD said they'd work with us as long as we're part of the water cooperative, which we are. So our engineers are working on that right now. That's one of the 4 different water projects we have going on.
Okay.
We're also working with Winter Haven on an emergency interconnect, get some water from them. We're working on upgrading the Green Acres water plant, working with the water cooperative, and we're also working with SWIFMUD to increase our permit.
Okay.
So there are projects in the mix that we're trying to do that to increase the water supply.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else?
Alexandra, and I just want to make sure I understood. You said that with the increase in businesses and housing, that we're going to get even more increases in the water bills
Well,
eventually.
increases of water bills can be inevitable
Yeah.
because of our cooperation with that water cooperative.
But you're saying with the more development that's going to happen, we're going to get even more.
No, you're not going to get that. I said the overall utility budget is going to increase more than the 5% because of the development that's going on.
Okay, so we won't be penalized
No,
for the
no.
development that's happening.
Now, what we approved see it, it won't be considered again until next August. When we look at it every year as part of the budget.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone from the commission? Can I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Billings?
Yes.
Mr. Freed?
Yes.
Mr. Pita?
Yes.
Vice Mayor, Metosh?
Yes. Continuing on, C, consideration of the first reading of ordinance number O-24-11. Madam Attorney?
Vice Mayor, ordinance number O-24-11 is an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Eagle Lake, Florida, adding section 2-7 to the Code of Ordinances of the City of Eagle Lake, ratifying the adoption of the city seal, adopting regulations pertaining to official use of the city seal, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing an effective date. That's it, Vice Mayor.
Any motion and a second?
I'll make that a motion.
I'll make it a second. Audience? Anyone on the commission?
If we could have that explained a little more, just so that the audience knows.
Yeah, the city had adopted or had designed a seal some years ago, and this is really a housekeeping item. The city had not ever formally adopted the seal. There's actually a Florida statute that authorizes the municipality to adopt the city seal and provide for the authorized utilization of that seal.
Can I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Billings?
Yes.
Mr. Freed?
Yes.
Mr. Pita?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Metosh?
Yes. Continuing consideration of the first reading of resolution number R-24-09. Madam Attorney?
Vice Mayor, Resolution R-24-09 is the resolution of the City of Eagle Lake, Florida, adopting the millage rate for the City of Eagle Lake, Florida for fiscal year 2024-2025, providing for conflicts, severability, and an effective date. That's it.
I'll entertain a motion and a second for that.
Vice Mayor, can the city manager read the required documentation for trim prior to?
Yep, Kamachichi. The name of the taxing authority is the City of Eagle Lake. The rollback rate is 7.2442. Percentage of increase over the rollback rate is 5.62%. The millage rate is levied at 7.6516. The reason for the millage higher than the rollback rate is to provide for the additional revenues for cash balances.
Now I'm looking for a motion and a second.
I'll make that a second.
That's a motion? Motion?
Did we get it right?
I'll make it.
Okay, I'll make that a motion.
I'll make it a second. Audience?
Can the city manager explain that too, just so they understand what millage rate is?
The millage rate is basically the tax rate, your property tax rate. And what we have done, we have not increased our tax rate from 7.6516 in the last 20 years. It's basically the same we keep every year.
Can I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Billings?
Yes.
Mr. Freed?
Yes.
Mr. Pita?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Metosh?
Yes. Continuing on, consideration of the first reading of resolution number R-24-10. Madam Attorney?
Vice Mayor, Resolution R-24-10 is a resolution of the City of Eagle Lake, Florida, adopting a budget for the City of Eagle Lake for fiscal year 2024-2025, reflecting the revenue generated together with the sources of the revenue, delineating the expenditures by department of activity, approving a personnel budget, providing for conflicts, severability, and an effective date. That's all.
I'll entertain a motion and a
And I
second.
got another cheat sheet for that. Total revenues are $8,536,490, and the total expenditures are $8,536,490.
I'll take a motion and a second for that.
Peters,
No.
Vice Mayor Mika.
Yes. Old business, consideration and discussion of the commissioner meet and greet with residents. From Commissioner Higa.
Yes, Mayor Wilson last month had said that when I had opened that up to everybody to doing it with me, a meet and greet with the residents where they could talk to us, she had said to just hold off a little bit so she could be in attendance. So I just decided, because I don't need a vote for it, that I'm just going to do a town hall on my own for a meet and greet sometime soon, not on the property where the staff would have to be there or anything like that. And so I'll be holding that somewhere in Eagle Lake, and I'll put that on my Commissioner Facebook page, and I'll promote it that way, so that way people can get to know me, ask questions, since I've only been appointed a few months ago, and then they can bring concerns or anything they see online directly to me, and they need clarification. So this whole business was for when I invited everybody from the commission to do it with me, but I don't want to delay with people getting to know me, because there's been misunderstandings of things online and things twisted around on things I didn't really say. And so for me, I think it's imperative for people to be able to meet me face to face. And so I'm able to do a town hall and not get permission and have to do a vote. So that's already cleared up. And when Susie gets back, the mayor gets back, then we'll revisit that with, we can all do it together. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. New business, consideration of amendment to the municipal materials management agreement.
This is the agreement to extend the contract for public services.
I'll entertain a motion in a second.
I make that motion.
I'll second it. Audience? Commission?
City Manager Tom, can you please explain what this is so everybody knows what we're voting on?
Yeah, as I said, this is an extension of the agreement with the public services for trash collection.
Okay. Thank you.
This is all in favor?
Yes.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Consent agenda, items A, B, and C. I'll entertain a motion for that.
I make that motion.
I'll second it. Audience, any comments? Commission?
When it says approval of financials, what exactly does that mean? Is that the budget in there?
No, that's basically the financials, is the status of where we are this year under this current budget, letting you know what percentages of where we're at in terms of that budget.
Okay, and then it says also in here, because we're voting on three things here, approval of the CRA minutes, approval of financials, and approval of payment of 80 hours, I guess it's overtime for Public Works Director Brian Fletcher. It's all in one vote. So the 80 hours, I know that he got that for the patriotic event. Is that something different now, or is that from before? I'm just wondering, because I know we talked about it, and I'm just confused. Because I remember voting on this before, and I'm wondering, are we voting again with a bunch of
No,
others?
this is,
Hopefully this is the last time. We hired some people and all they do this.
So you did 80 hours of overtime, so this is new? Okay. Okay, I just wanted to clarify, because it was in July, it was the other one. Okay.
yeah, he could answer it better.
Again, hopefully that's the last.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
No, I just,
Anyone in the audience have anything not on the agenda? Please state your name and address.
My name is Riley Bringer, 316 South 6th Street, and I was just curious about if there's any reason why I've noticed on the code violation form, so if you want to report a code violation, you have to provide your name and your address.
Yes, sir. So that is actually a recent change to the law. Previously, it was not required, and anonymous complaints could be made, but the Florida legislature actually made it a requirement to not be able to allow anonymous code enforcement complaints, and that was, oh gosh, within the last couple of years, that change was made.
Okay, because I've noticed some concerns from people about, providing address, fixing repercussions from people, because it's public information, correct?
Once a code enforcement complaint is made, yes, sir, it is.
Yeah, so I know I've talked to a couple people and they're kind of concerned about providing their name and their information, so I was just wanting to make sure that was a law or is there anything else?
Yes, sir, that was something the city doesn't have any authority to do anything about it. We have to take them with identifying information of the person making the complaint.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I just have a question about our recycling program. The program that we had down in Palm Beach County was a little more expensive. Here, the clear water bottles, I know are not recycled, more is glass. I'm just wondering why these items are not recycled.
I put glasses in Eagle Lake glasses recycled.
Okay, we were given the list when we first were given the barrels, and it showed items that were not to be recycled.
Yeah, I know, within the county, glass is not being recycled, but within the city it is.
Oh, it is, okay. Is there an updated list of items that are recycled?
You guys deal with it.
Plastic bottles are, glass is not. So,
I'm sorry, what's that?
plastic bottles are recyclable, glass is not.
Yeah, plastic bottles, recycled glass is not, I'm sorry, that was.
Okay, all right, if we can just get an updated list of that, that would be great.
Sure can.
All right, thank you very much.
Anyone else? City Attorney, your report?
Vice Mayor, I actually do not have any additional report today.
Randy? Anything?
Oh, you know it. Okay. So for new business, this was actually on my schedule to bring this up at this meeting, and then actually got a message from a resident who was actually concerned about the very same thing. So what I'd like to do is I would like there to be a consideration for resurfacing the basketball court. A lot of kids and even adults use that right here at the City Hall Park. So a resident messaged me. He did not know that this was going to be the next thing on here. He was not able to attend because he works nights. So I offered to just read the message that he had sent to me, and he said, please, that would be great. So this is from Jose Ronaldo Colon Rodriguez. It says, so I'm going to put it in his saying it. So it says, he's writing as a concerned citizen. He's been living in Eagle Lake with his family since January 2024. He's visited different recreational places around the city, but hasn't seen, he's seen that the basketball courts are beat up, and he was wondering if he could do something about it. He'd like to maybe put new nets on the basketball rims and try to retouch the paint lines and clean it up a bit for the community so that they could enjoy it more and the kids could come out and play with more excitement, seeing a clean basketball court. And this is something that was one of the things that I had brought up to Tom in April that is part of my vision for the 2-year term. So I would definitely love to see that. I know that, Tom, you have $50,000 a year that you get to use without us voting. And so whether you could use this or whether we would vote on this, we also have, this resident who'd like to use it.
Right,
So
it's not for me to use. What I'll do is I'll come to you when I'll talk to contractors for what it costs in order to improve the basketball court. Then I'll come to the commission. I'll ask for permission to go out for a bid. And then the money will be approved by the commission.
Is this a project you'd like to use part of the $50,000 on, or would you like me to make it where we vote on it as a commission too?
No, that's something that we can, let's take a look at it first and I'll bring it back to you with an estimate as to what it will cost.
Okay, great. So then there's no voting. All right, perfect. So I'll get back to that resident. And I know the residents that use it will love to see that. And then are you interested in him reaching out and doing the things like you said, the nets and repainting if you're doing the resurfacing?
Oh, yeah, not a problem. We usually put nets in. We usually put nets up. We can bring it.
That's great.
So look, every time we get nice, man, I'm not against this guy painting by no means, but let's make sure we're getting somebody that's gonna do it professional, or I'll have to do it right now.
Okay.
I'm all about this guy doing it,
Yeah.
if he wants to come.
So I'll give
Hey, I
him your
can show you.
information. Yeah. I'll
Yeah,
give him-
I just wanna make sure we don't get Joe Blow out there.
Yeah, okay, but he's also would like to do the new nets. Yeah, oh, I understand, so I'll let him know that I read this and that you were willing to do it, and I'll give him your information, and then you can pass on with Brian, Fletcher. Okay, perfect, so that's good. And then, also, as you know, most of you know that, my adult son back there has been filming the documentary. Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't see it. They're back there pointing at you and I'm like blind. So sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. Alicia Woodard, chapter 119 for my address, but I live in Eagle Lake. The only thing with having an outside resident coming in, and this is from my background in risk management, HR, having an outside resident come in to do work at the city, I would maybe defer to the city attorney because of liability issue. So before we open up for people just to come in, the city could be held liable if someone gets hurt. So I would let the city attorney review that first.
Yeah, I'm gonna defer to the city manager and then whatever they wanna do with that, but yeah, thank you. Okay, anybody else? All right, so, like I was saying before, so my adult son has been filming. For those of you who don't know, I use the 150 stipend that we get as commissioners and I put it back into the city for projects. So for this month, we bought a 5K high def camera, which is back there now, so that the YouTube channel that he runs unofficially for the city to be able to see these meetings in the last 5 months is on there. And he, my adult son has volunteered to do a citywide documentary about the historic buildings that we have here that the rest of the commission, they're looking at putting a new city hall and the buildings will all be coming down. And so I know that in previous meetings, I tried to save the red brick building and not do the $25 million rebuild of everything. But since it looks like the rest of the commission wants to do that, my son has volunteered to do a documentary, being able to interview people and residents to know the stories of the old brick schoolhouse and teachers and people who went there and be able to preserve that, and that way that will be able to be accessible for free online on YouTube, and that way people will be able to see them once the buildings are no longer here. So if there's anybody that knows of anybody, my son is back there, I will be out in the audience after. We want to get your information so that you can be interviewed, whether you want your face or just your voice, or you have stories to share about when you went to the school when at the Red Brick Schoolhouse, or the City Hall when it was a school, anything like that, or you have a relative that lives somewhere else, but they can send their information in about what it was like setting up a tour with City Manager Earnhardt, and I'm hoping we can get Brian Fletcher to be able to do the tour of the buildings and be able to get their testimony of, well, his testimony when he went to the school and that sort of thing. So pass that on. So before we start that, we're going to be doing that pretty soon. Then we can get accurate information. I don't want there to be not accurate information on this documentary. I wanted to honor the city and the legacy of the years it's been here. So grab either my adult son or me. So that's another thing. And then I know, over by Lake Meadows, which is right next to the ranches, that's in Eagle Lake. I went by there and I've heard from residents that they really need a turn lane, and this would be a county thing, but if you would please contact the county, because if you notice there is a beautiful turn lane into the ranches, but the older community of Lake Meadows right next to it, they have to actually break the law and cross the line if they want to turn coming down Bomber that way, or they'd have to turn around and go through. And I went there and I took pictures of it, so Tom, if you needed to see it, I have it on my phone, but it's not safe, and they deserve to have a turn lane. And I know that's not a city thing, it's a county thing, but it's a phone call. So
That's not a problem. I'll go take care of this tomorrow.
all right, perfect. And there is room to do it because they've already done it for the new community. Just the next one down, there's just no way of turning into the community of a lot of people that are living there. An update is a few months ago, I had wanted there to be a sidewalk put off the back of Lake Region High School down Starling Road, and I made that and I talked to Tom about it, and Tom got back to me and said that that was approved. So we will be getting a sidewalk down the back which anybody who knows me from Lake Region, because I was a volunteer coach there, this was literally my pet project for the 2 years. If they'd done, it would have been a success me being a commissioner. So I am so excited that these kids, the school's about to celebrate 30 years. And those kids who leave off the back of the property and the kids that walk down to the baseball on the property have to walk on the road and the sidewalk and the grass. And now they're actually going to get a sidewalk that connects all the way down to Eagle. So I'm like so excited. So that's totally a God thing. And I'm glad that you were able to be cooperative and do that with the county. And they were willing, because 5 years ago, I had spoken to people that were coming here wanting to put a sidewalk, and they gave the sidewalk to the elementary school. And I begged them to give it to Lake Region 5 years ago before I was a commissioner. So I am so excited that they were willing to add this one into the budget. And those kids are going to be so excited to be able to have a real sidewalk to walk down. So thank you, Tom, for helping that come to fruition as well. In light of what happened at the lake this past weekend with this young man, the 18-year-old that drowned, I went and I spoke with the fire chief about something unrelated, and then God kind of pressed it on my heart that I really want to start a take and return life vest program at both of our boat ramps. And if the city doesn't pay for it, that's fine, then I will. Because I'll take my $150 for the next 2 months that I get for a stipend, and I can implement that there. That way, when people go to these 2 boat ramps, if they are not familiar with water safety, if they don't know, if they can't swim, or they don't know you should have a life vest, they'll have an option of a couple life vests on stands, and they won't be ugly, and they could possibly save a life. And so I would like to implement this program. I looked online, and there are other programs similar with other boat ramps, other parks, other oceans. And I spoke to the fire chief, and he was Fire Chief Jeff. He was fully in support of this. He thought this was a wonderful idea. He's not working tonight. He works tomorrow, so he couldn't come tonight. But he was fully in support of this. I just would need permission from City Manager Tom, because I would need like 2 feet of land in order to erect a post and be able to put the life jackets on it. And so that would be the only permission, because it wouldn't be in fee for the city.
If the commission has a problem, I don't have a problem with that. Just get with Brian Fletcher, and we'll help you out with that.
Is that something that we should be voting on, or is him saying it's good is good?
That's within mine.
Okay, so it basically would be in honor. They were killed.
So the city manager will be able to get Brian to look into implementing that. And I think if it's something that the commission wants to dedicate in memory of a city resident, that's something that at another commission meeting that we can discuss the dedication of that. I mean, you could do it right now if you'd like to, but it may be something that would be better to bring back and we can talk about it.
Yeah,
meeting
so
after it's
I would like that.
out.
So Aaron told me. I have more to say. The next thing was just trying to get implemented the fire rescue coming and doing the special report. I had spoken with the fire chief, Jeff, and he said he would love to be able to start coming and doing that. And then the fire marshal came today, and he said that he would start doing that too. So that was the next thing. For those of you who don't know, so Eagle Lake has an amazing baseball program for the city. It's amazing, and they just now have added softball. And so this program is like exploded. They have a massive amount of teams now, which is amazing. And so they're going to be having their like their big kickoff ceremony. What was that? Jamboree. Yeah, their big jamboree. Their kickoff is going to be this Saturday, I believe. And so I would encourage commission, city manager, anybody that can come out and support this. This is a wonderful program. My son grew up doing it. He's an umpire with them now. It's amazing. They've expanded into even Juanita. because it's just gotten so large. At the first meeting that I was sworn in, I was trying to get a netting over the new location, and I was told that that was the county. So, hopefully there will be fundraising or something, or if there's anybody here that has connections with that kind of thing, we would love to be able to get netting over the Eagle Lake, their version of it over in Juanita, like their second branch off over there, their second fields, if they haven't been able to do that. But really just to support them. So coming out and just saying that they now have a softball program is pretty amazing. And they're very fully, hundreds and hundreds of kids. So, and this is our only sport that we offer for the city, and it's exploding, and that's really a great thing. Yeah, so we've already expanded to 2. So we're Eagle Lake, so the regular ball fields are here, and then last year they launched over in Juanita, but that's county land. But because I was trying to, because I would go there and watch games, and then balls would fall near babies or people just standing in line at concession. You can come talk.
I just want to know where that's at on Saturday and what time.
I'm not sure if it's at both. I know it definitely would be at the main one, so right off of Old 9 Foot Road. It was a Cooley. Yes, and you can go to the website, their Facebook page, Eagle Lake Community Baseball.
Thank you.
I was just gonna say, the opening ceremonies, I'm a coach. Opening ceremonies is at the field off of Cooley Road, and then baseball and softball games will be played at the Eagle Lake Field, the Juanita Park, and Auburndale softball off of Citrus Boulevard.
Okay, I know softball is gonna be partnering with Auburndale because it got so big, yes.
Yeah.
So, it's amazing. I mean, it was big when my son was doing it, and now it's just like tripled. And that's really amazing. And if you haven't been there, they're like gorgeous fields. It's run by volunteers, and they just pour their heart and soul into it. And local businesses sponsor the dugouts, and I think it looks amazing, and we're people going and supporting it. The next thing is I just wanted a more clarity now the holidays are coming about the winter parade that for the past 4 years Brandon Blackburn has been doing. I'm wondering what is because I got conflicting things about that when I first came on, so I'm just wondering where we are on that, because I know it's not city run, but then I spoke to Tom and he said we might be doing that now, so I'm just wondering what that is going to be. Tom?
Carlton, everything is going to channel through Carlton on everything. So that's right. And Sammy's going to be holding everything up. I believe we already have a date. I can't remember the date. I know we had a meeting on it. But everything's going to channel through Carlton on what we're going to have, because last year's was really good, what we had. So I know we're going to make it simpler, straight down 3rd Street and stuff like that. So me and Carlton's going to talk with that whenever it gets closer. But we're going to make it a city thing, so the city's involved and stuff like that, kind of like what's supposed to be. Carlton's just a great guy to have on board. He's easy on the eyes and everything.
I think that's that, man.
Okay, so
Here we go.
He saves
So
people's
you did
lives
it for
too.
4 years very successfully, Brandon.
Yes, ma'am.
So you did this very successfully for 4 years. So did you just decide to give it over to the city, or did the city ask to take it over? Like, how did that happen?
It's more of me and Carlton talked about it and stuff like that. He said that it felt like it was for it to be more center city, because I just did it because there was nothing else going on for the last however many years. So whenever I started doing it with Santa Claus, it was just fire truck, and then it progressively got bigger, and then last year was keep young instead of that, don't be big. I don't know. But yeah, it was just kind of a talk with me and Carlton, just let it be more of a city thing and bring more people into it.
So it's city run for the first time this year, is that right now? That's the right way of saying it, the city's running it?
I would say just more of an independent thing, basically the way it's, not the way it's been, but we're going to have the city involved with it. Like, Sandy's going to be taking applications of what can be in there, because we don't want it to be looking ragged or anything like that, because last year was great, so.
I'm going to just give you that. Yeah, that was all important.
So you're sponsoring it and then you're partnering with the city?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
It's just, I don't think it's
because if a business runs it on their own, then they don't need to ask permission from the city. But if the city's running it, then it would be the opposite of that. That's why I just wanted there to be clarity, because I heard it would be moved to the same location that Lake Region does their homecoming parades. And so because of the different route, and that would be in the city and not county roads, I was just wondering. So you're still sponsoring it, you're still running it in charge, but you're partnering and the city's gonna participate?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
It's basically just the community, everybody gotta get into the do something for others. Worked out great. Good job, guys.
Hi, my name is Carissa Olmos. My address is 281 West Crystal Beach Road. I am actually the one that did the Christmas parade last year. The reason the Christmas parade was put on was because the homecoming parade for Lake Region was canceled.
Yeah.
I'm a staff member for Lake Region. My daughter's president of Latinos in Action Club. Everybody was ready to have the homecoming parade.
I remember my son was 18. He
Yes.
was sports. He was football. We were so excited.
Yes, and at the last minute, the principal, for whatever reason, it was
Weather.
going to rain.
It was weather, I remember. Yeah.
But it was beautiful outside.
I know, it was lighting. I know.
So being on the staff committee, said, listen, I feel like our king and queen did not get the honor they deserve that they've had every year. Is it possible we could do like a homecoming Christmas parade? And
Yeah.
she literally looked at me and said, if you want to head it up, go for it. We're not doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, challenge accepted. So I came to Tom, said, hey, can we do this? Literally within 2 weeks, I threw this together. My only issue is, last year, our band was not involved. None of the elementary schools were involved.
The one for the school, right? Because he was doing one through Blackburns that
This
went
was-
through, yeah, so you did one for the school over down their parade route.
Well, this was the Christmas parade last year.
For Lake Region though, right?
Well, it turned into more than Lake Region, because I said, if you're gonna put me in charge of it, then I'm gonna invite everybody, and she said, go ahead.
Okay.
So I went to the local elementary schools, the local churches, the daycares, the ballpark, everyone. And it was really a lot. We had a lot of people show up with basically 2 weeks' notice. My concern is, this year, Lake Region's band wasn't even in it. Nobody from Lake Region except for the Latinos in Action Club, which I drove for. None of the clubs were in it.
For yours, the one you
For
did?
the Christmas parade.
The one you did, okay.
Yes. And we literally had the whole entire road backed up, and the traffic, like whenever they pull into the elementary school, the parade was still going, and there was nowhere, there were so many floats, they couldn't
They have to
get
do a
out.
roundabout, yeah, because I've been in that parade, you know,
Right,
it's
and-
very congested.
And like I said, and half the people that should have been in it last year were not even in it. None of the clubs, except for Latinos in Action, the high school band, none of the elementary schools. I think we had one church that participated, but that was it. And the parade route was backed up because they had nowhere to go.
They get stuck there until the parade's over.
Right,
Yeah, I know.
and the parade couldn't even move
Yeah.
because they couldn't get out.
Yeah, the kids kind of hang out because they're not allowed to wander until to get supervision to then cavalcade back to the school, because I've been a part of that for years, being a coach at the school. Are you wanting to do that this year? Was Miss King, the principal, going to have you do it, or you just did it last year? You wanted
I
to
mean,
do it
I
this
just did
year?
it last year because, like I said, I felt our homecoming king and queen did
Yeah.
not, have their moment,
Yeah.
whatever. But then it turned into something so much bigger.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to have it this year. My only concern is I don't know that Third Street is going to be big enough. In years past, the homecoming parade would start on the back road, come down and come up Eagle Avenue here, and then go down Highway 17.
So that would be something that she would get with you about maybe changing that up, especially if you wanted to add Lake Region and the band and things into the winter parade, that would be something to change that up with the city manager.
That's actually what we're proposing is the best route. In the old days, we used to close 17.
Yeah,
We can't
we
do that.
can't do
We
that.
can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
So that's the way it used to be. That's why we're at Third Street, because we started at one point and ended at point was the ball field to the elementary school.
Okay.
So is that the only option, is Third Street?
That's what we've been going with, yes.
Okay, I mean, I just don't, like, if they can close down Havendale Boulevard, Why can't we close down half of Highway 17?
It's a state decision. 17 is a state decision. We can't do that.
So is that like the same like Highway 60 in Mulberry? Okay. Because I'm concerned that Third Street is not, especially if we have all the schools participating, which last year when I talked to them, they all, if we have more time, we will definitely do it.
Well, we can get together and talk about alternate routes too, to see if we can come up with something better.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm just concerned that Third Street is not.
I know when Brandon did his parade last year, they just blocked off 17 and ran across, nobody got permission to do it. They just kind of did it.
Do we have a date for the parade?
We did, we had one date, I don't remember the exact date, I have to check.
Do you know what day of the week it's going to be?
It was a Monday or a Tuesday.
Okay.
Towards the beginning.
Okay. So once that date is set, can you get with her so she can reach out? Because the SAC committee is kind of like a PTA, but it's more involved, and then she can reach out to Principal Mrs. King and try and get the school involved in that too.
And I did, for our county celebration, I did work with the band director, and they were going to come.
It was the weather. I know, it's always the weather. I know.
Do want to be part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And probably their ROTC, Major Brady is the contact for that. It's a huge, the Marine Corps, they have a massive Marine Corps ROTC there, but they would probably love to be in it too.
The conflict is last year they had already planned to do the Winter Haven Parade and the Bartow Parade, and we threw it together so quick.
So if they know now, maybe they'll commit to ours because we're in the city and not have to leave the city to go march.
But my concern is if it's like the first week of December, that's when everybody else does theirs too. So.
We would have to come there, for the Haven Parade, and we could say that was not going to be, there were competing on.
And Bartow?
Yes, we did look at all this stuff. Maybe I'll get it.
Okay,
It was
perfect.
the 16th of one. I think it's Thursday, it's the 12th. I think that's the 8th. I know it's somewhere around that time.
The last week of school would be great, like
So it's either gonna, I think, well, then it's gonna be the 6th. It's gonna be 8th. So I think we waited till, I think we said around, I think it was the 16th, either the Monday or the 17th. I got it on the text message on the call, but it's somewhere in that week, 2 weeks right before Christmas.
Perfect. So we can collaborate with Lake Region then. That's really good.
Yeah, and the elementary schools, because they all said they would love to participate, if you want to know this.
Just give me a shout and we'll get together.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And then my last thing is, Kevin, can you come back up here? This is a Deputy Chief Fire Marshal. So I wasn't gonna say this tonight, but then he came and I was so excited, and so I just wanted to use this opportunity. So the reason I had gone initially to talk to our fire station's Fire Chief Jeff was because I'm trying to work to get a baby box put into the wall. For those of you who don't know what a baby box is, so we live in a state with the safe haven law where any woman can drop off an infant that is unwanted without them being questioned or abandoning the baby or hurting the baby or throwing the baby in the trash or all the things that can happen when you're desperate or when you're postpartum or when you're just feeling scared and out of control. And so I'm trying to, Polk County does not have a baby box yet. There are two, in the state of Florida, there's 47 that are across the country. It's $15,500, and basically it is a box, a metal box in the side of the fire station where a woman can pull it open, place the baby inside of the bassinet the moment she's surrendering the baby without having to come face to face with somebody and feel the shame or feel judged. And she would put the baby inside of the box and take a packet that gives her the crisis hotline, what to do, next steps. If she wants to fill out a form about her family lineage with again being completely anonymous, things, anything with her family she wants people to know about this baby, as far as medical things. As soon as she shuts that door, it immediately locks and a silent alarm goes off inside the fire station, and then it also calls 911 twice. So if they're out on a call, the baby is in a climate-controlled box, unable to be harmed, and they are only in there for a matter of, I think it's a minute or two at the most, because not only is there an alarm going off inside the fire station and a light going off that lets them know exactly what that alarm is, that there is a baby in that box that's being surrendered, but then also it calls 911 in case they are out on a call. So there's all these things in place from beginning to end. Once they start breaking ground on that sort of thing, it's 4 weeks. They have 7 days of constant testing the box to make sure that it works. I'm actually going to be working with the state legislature and senator to try and add the verbiage of a baby box automatically in the state of Florida, because right now safe haven law is covering that, where you can abandon a baby safely. But again, it would just be at a fire station, you have to see a person, police station, you have to see a person, hospital, you have to see a person. This allows complete anonymity. And so I gave the 14-page packet and the steps and the questions and everything to Fire Chief Jeff when I met with him earlier this week, and then that's when I also then, wanted to also implement what had happened with Aaron Tillman, and so that all took place during this one conversation. But really, I had gone there already planning on Labor Day because of the double entendre of giving birth and Labor Day. So I spoke to them on Labor Day about this, and he was fully supportive of it. And then that was the first step, is speaking with the fire chief to make sure he wants to. And then tonight, when Kevin, you showed up tonight, you let me know, because I thought this was the county thing, and the county either would fund it or we would fundraise together. And then you let me know tonight that it's city land and that you rent the land from the city. And so now I'm bringing it up, and I wasn't going to, because now it is a city thing, which then I would want to let you all know what was going on, at the step one instead of a little bit further down. So yes, and so I know you brought the packet. Is there anything you'd like to say, because you brought the packet tonight?
Right, I did bring it up to, first of all, Jeff Fussell is not the fire chief. I just want to make
Oh, okay, I thought he was. What does it say on
He's battalion chief.
Okay, that's what it is. Sorry, thank you for correcting me.
No, and that's not, I did bring it to my boss's attention, which is Fire Chief Dr. Hesley Smith.
Okay.
And told him I was going to come out here tonight and get some more information. So we are going to explore the possibility of your request. So,
okay.
But unfortunately, it's going to have to go up.
Yeah.
All the way to the
Well, we're step one. Yeah, just step one right now.
Yeah. So, and we do have a policy in place on the safe haven surrendering of. And it used to be like within 24 hours. But now, actually, they just brought it up to like 30 days.
Yeah.
So, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're definitely supporting the fact of safe haven, the surrendering locations with every one of our fire stations and all the hospitals within Polk County, of course, are locations.
Perfect. And then you're going to take that and move it whatever it needs to go up the chain, and you'll be in contact with me. Okay. Perfect. All right. Well, thank you for coming.
Well, absolutely.
Absolutely. And that's it for my things for tonight.
Just one thing I just recall, when we went through department reports, who Brian over here? So, if you next month, you're going to hold it for next month? I'll hold it. Okay, I don't want you to feel left out.
I was up there so much beginning.
No, I got tired of listening to you anyway.
Okay, thank you. Entertain a motion for adjournment.
I'll make that a motion.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.